Welcome back from the break. The Australian government has been slammed for introducing a new content sharing and live streaming law with minimal consultation with the tech, legal and media industries. IT expert David Cake speaks with Tibor about the complexities of introducing and implementing such a law.
So many things happened this week, but one of the important things which not too many people know about it is change in law, and the big change in law is live streaming law. A new one popped its head up, and they say it can be ugly and no one knows yet why. We got David Cake, who is an internet policy expert, to ask about the change of law. Here we are with David Cake, internet policy expert. David, what do you think about changing the law so quickly in something which can be so important?
And that's probably the most controversial thing about this bill. It was done incredibly fast, clearly as a response to the Christchurch shootings and the live broadcast of video during that. And you could easily argue that it's a bit of a knee-jerk reaction and that they may have overreached, but we weren't given opportunity to say that. The bill, even the Labor Party, which I'm a little surprised even voted for it, got the bill less than 24 hours before it was passed and didn't really have time to look at it. It certainly appears that the Morrison government, who had been heavily criticised for some policy stances and public comments surrounding Muslims, and wanted to be seen to doing something in response, and they only had one sitting week to do it in, so they had to produce a law very quickly and ram it through.
So what's the problem, or where is the problem? Because that's not going to stop hate speech, that's not going to control violence by terror. So what they hoping from this law to achieve?
Well, that's a good question, because it's very specific and it seems really targeted pretty much only at a recurrence of the Christchurch kind of situation. It only covers material that's broadcast by the perpetrators. It doesn't cover people that can make a good case that they are using some of that material in the public interest or for artistic purposes or a few other reasons. So it seems very specifically targeted at someone doing exactly that again. And what we found out is that, well, the major social media platforms are already working quite hard are quite responsive to that sort of problem, and I'm sure will now be even more so.
But I thought if such terrorist thing is happening and someone with a camera on their head, on their body, with the body camera, can film the attack or the atrocity what they are committing, it's very good for the reason for investigation, for example, for the reason of trialing the perpetrators, for the reason of showing to the people how terrible things can be.
Well, the law specifically targets, and this is the thing where they've sort of rushed it through in a hurry, but then I think also realising that they might be making, they could easily be making some mistakes and not wanting to make a big mistake, they've made the law very tight in what it covers. So it only covers broadcast.
Live stream broadcast or any broadcast?
If a recording of a live stream, I think, is also covered. And it doesn't make having the video an offence, it makes sharing it an offence, and it specifically targets social media platforms.
One thing which we know is punishing social media employees or the social media companies through this law. How does it work?
Well, they can fine them, and the fines are pretty significant. For a social media company, it can be up to 10% of profit.
So social media has got lots of sort of pressure on social media. Is it too much what people or the government expect from social media to do?
There are a lot of very real concerns about manipulation of social media, about its biases that are often invisible to the casual viewer. You don't see the bias. You don't see. You only see articles that have been selected for you. You don't know what is being removed or other people are seeing. So you don't really see the bias in the way social media can manipulate things.
They used to say 1 day is a long time in politics, but sometimes 1 day is enough to any politicians in power to change the law. That's what has happened this week in Australia. Politicians changed the law in 24 hours. And the law is now against violent material posting on social media. That was Tibor for Undercurrent.
For our last story today, WTV reporter Telha speaks with a 21-year-old man facing large fines and the confiscation of his car after speeding on the freeway. They discuss the consequences of his actions and the impact on his life.
So if you speed, we're watching.
Not kills and cause heavy fines. According to the statistics, 1,300 people yearly die in road accidents and more than $27 billion spent on road accident. So last month a guy who was driving harshly on a freeway and caught camera on 153 km/h. So let's ask him what his view and why he was driving recklessly, as he know in Australia the rules are very strict. So what is the problem? Why are you speeding?
My CA got cancelled in Australia, and according to the law, if your CA is cancelled, you have 28 days to get a new COE. So yeah, it was a problem for me, and I was also in depression because I don't want to be into trouble without COE. Because I don't want it to be illegal in Australia. Yeah, so now I got a new COE, but I also received a challan as well.
What is your depression? What?
I was in depression due to some reasons, and next question.
So have you follow up on your case, as police has sent you email, the senior constable sent you the email? Have you follow up on that?
Yeah, yesterday I went to Midland Traffic Infringement Police Station. There they had my statement, and it will be with them when I will be having a hearing in court, soon, within 4 weeks, and yeah.
Police gonna impound your car. So what is the date you are going to return back your car?
I have 4 days to surrender, and they will give me my car back after the court's decision, and it will take approximately 2 months in decision, and it will be suspended for 6 months. So I will get my car within 9 months, and I also have to pay the per day fees for the garage where it will be stored in police impoundment storage. Yeah.
$1.99. $30. Big Men's
If you are not returning the car, then what police gonna do?
Yeah, they have a warrant, so they will come up straight up to my garage and they will take the car for sure. Yeah, within 4 days. If I don't surrender myself, they will come and get the car. Simple. Yeah.
Thousands of victims die directly or indirectly due to the accidents. You know it ruins someone's life. Then why are you driving very fastly?
Yeah, I'm sorry for that, because although I was not in my senses, just because of the depression, and yeah, next time I'll be careful. Yeah.
At last, I just want to say that just drive on the speed that is allocated. Don't be harsh, don't be recklessly driving. Save yourself and save other lives.
Sirens are red. Sirens are blue. You can't see us, but we can see you. If you drive on drugs, if you drive on weed, if you drive drunk, or if you speed, the police will be watching. Our presence will be felt.
Just save yourself. Talha Javed, WTV, Perth.
That's all we have time for this week's episode of Undercurrent. I'm Deanna Cooney, your host, and it's been absolutely wonderful having your company. We'll see you next week. Take care.